Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to plunge into some fascinating sources and pull out the insights that matter for you.
That's right.
Today, we're embarking on a really incredible journey through Eclipse Three. It's an anthology known for, well, incredibly diverse and imaginative stories.
Hmm.
The editor, Jonathan Strahan, even talks about it as less his own thing and more like the creative output from a small village of people. It hints at this sort of collaborative spirit.
Yeah, and that collective idea, that boundless imagination, it's totally central to what Strahan was doing. He really aimed to capture the essence of all these varied genres.
Right.
A straight fantasy, but also some really eloquent social science fiction. He even said he was, frankly, nervous trying to find one cover image that could capture all that variety.
Oh, I bet. How do you even do that?
Exactly. But he found this unpublished piece by Richard Powers, who sadly passed away. And the thing about Powers' painting is described as vibrant, rich, and evocative is that it was chosen because it didn't prescribe anything.
Oh.
It just spoke directly to the essence of the anthology's whole shifting, engaging vibe. It's kind of the perfect setup for these stories we're diving into. They defy easy labels.
And they definitely shift your perspective. Okay, let's jump right into the first one. This is A Practical Girl by Ellen Klebis. It takes us back to the 1950s. We meet Carolyn Sullivan. She's this bright, really curious young girl, and she has this amazing, almost like unnatural skill with arithmetic.
Yeah, she sees numbers differently.
Totally. For her, numbers aren't just digits. They form these interesting patterns in her head. She loves playing this register game at the grocery store,
Yeah, like figuring out change.
Exactly. Making mental calculations, seeing how 48 cents and 52 cents click together to make $1. It's more than a game. It's like how she sees the world's underlying order.
And it's such a great way to show a mind that just naturally finds structure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seeing the world through these mathematical links. What's really compelling, though, is how her unique way of seeing numbers connects to this bigger, forward-looking idea about math. There's this character, Dr. Hopper.
Yeah, the guest at her house.
Right, and Dr. Hopper talks about a future where machines serve brains, not brawn. She actually predicts kids using computers like the early UNIVAC, not just to memorize stuff, but to use numbers, see the patterns and connections.
Wow, spot on.
It completely echoes Carolyn's own ability, doesn't it? It suggests her little games are actually like a preview of how we might interact with really complex systems later on.
Yeah.
Using tech to boost our own pattern recognition. It makes me think about genius and how different minds just map reality differently.
That deeper perception really sets the stage for her whole journey. And it's not just numbers where she finds these hidden layers. So one day, Carolyn goes on this incredible childhood adventure. She finds a secret passage in the woods.
Yeah.
It's marked by 3 flat stones, piled one on the other, the topmost painted with a faded red crosshatch, like a tic-tac-toe game.
Huh.
And this path, it leads her to this old, grand mansion called the Brambles. It seems totally deserted, like it's just been waiting there for her. It feels symbolic, Not just a walk in the woods.
And this is where things really start to click into place, right? Because in the attic of this mansion,
Yeah.
Carolyn finds her dad's old school composition book, her dad who passed away.
Oh, wow.
And inside, among all the doodles and maybe math problems, there's a sketch of that exact same crosshatch pattern.
No way.
Yes. But this time it's labeled Secret Passage of the Low Shoe Club. It's this instant, powerful connection between her adventure right now and her father's secret past.
The Low Shoe Club.
Yeah.
What is that exactly?
Well, the low shoe numbers, for anyone who doesn't know, they refer to this ancient Chinese magic square. It's a grid where all the numbers in each row, column and diagonal, add up to the same number.
Okay, I think I've heard of those.
Yeah, it's a big deal in numerology and old mathematics, often tied to ideas of cosmic order. So this isn't just some random doodle her dad made. It's like an ancestral puzzle revealing this hidden world connected to her family history that she never knew existed.
Yeah.
It's that classic aha moment, right?
Yes.
Connecting your own story to these bigger universal patterns.
And then the story goes even further, really blurring that line between practical and, well, magical.
It does.
Carolyn goes back to the mansion and she finds, get this, a magic turtle named Lotion.
A magic turtle.
Okay. Seriously. And the Lotion numbers aren't just a drawing anymore. They are literally carved into 9 plates on his shell. The center plate has 5 dots arranged like the pips on Monopoly dice.
Oh.
And she also finds the Oath of the Loshu Club. It reads, "Any member is my brother, and I will rescue him from danger no matter what, no matter where. I hereby swear by the sign of the magic turtle." It's this incredibly serious pledge of loyalty tied to this number pattern in this turtle.
That layering is just fantastic. You've got a kid's game, these ancient mathematical concepts, and what seems like an ordinary turtle, all suddenly packed with deep personal meaning and a magical purpose.
Yeah.
It really makes you ask, doesn't it? Is this literal magic Carolyn's tapping into? Or is it more about discovering a hidden order, a connection that feels magical because it transcends the everyday through this like inherited mythology from her dad? The story just brilliantly weaves together that childhood curiosity with her family history and these abstract ideas like math. It shows how that can lead you to discover these hidden worlds, these deep loyalties. It really does blur the line between the practical and the magical. Makes you think about how imagination can uncover profound truths.
Okay, so if Carolyn's story reveals hidden magic and the power of personal history, our next deep dive, well, it challenges the reality of our deepest emotions in a really different and honestly quite unsettling way.
Right, quite a shift.
We're looking at Swell Useless Things by Tack Cadigan, and this one really forces the question, what happens when our most personal experiences aren't entirely ours? We meet Cody. She's a sharp, successful businesswoman in Atlanta for a big meeting.
And the setup is this unexpected, really powerful connection. Cody ends up at a strip club, the Golden Key, as part of this business thing.
Okay.
And there, she has this intense, seemingly completely genuine connection with one of the dancers, named Cookie. It leads to this passionate night together, the first impression. It feels like a real, powerful, unexpected romance, totally authentic in the moment.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But, oh, this story flips that perception hard.
And here's where it gets properly jarring. It takes this really dark, manipulative turn. Richard, who's a former colleague of Cody's and also a cognitive psychologist, he confesses to her that the whole thing, her entire experience with Cookie, was a setup, an experiment. He tells her he used a drug, terpazine. The story hints it's something that messes with emotions or memory, plus these advanced psychological tricks. All to, and this is his phrase, jumpstart the familiarization process.
Jumpstart familiarization.
His goal, make Cody fall in love with Susanna, that's Cookie's real name, just so he could secure her business contract and get data for his research on how people form attachments. It's a total violation.
And the really chilling part, the key insight maybe, is Richard's explanation for it. He says, you let someone in deep enough or enough times, then your brain actually rewires to recognize that person as friend or family.
Brain rewired.
Yeah. This isn't just manipulation like tricking someone. He's claiming a fundamental alteration of her brain, which shows up this huge ethical question, right? If attachment, if what feels like love can be scientifically engineered, literally changing brain pathways, well, how do we even define genuine emotion anymore?
Or free will.
It just completely muddies the waters of personal experience. It makes you question the very basis of your feelings. What does love mean if it's just neural connections you can, like, hack?
And the level of manipulation is staggering. Richard admits he knew Cody's deepest fantasies she'd told him once when she was drunk.
Oh, that's low.
Right, so he made these calculated suggestions to both of them. To Cody, things like wearing an expensive watch, loose clothes. To Susanna, her specific hat and spurs, all designed to create this primed connection, hitting those subconscious buttons.
Wow.
And get this, the data from Cody's brain scans, perfectly consistent, showed the attachment, just like he planned, almost too perfect, but, and this is crucial, Susanna scans, they were erratic.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, it hints that maybe Susanna was faking her side of it, even though she was in on the experiment for money. So the emotional manipulation hit Cody hard, but it might have been completely one-sided, no real reciprocity, which somehow makes it even creepier.
It just raises these massive questions, doesn't it? About the ethics of digging into human emotions like that, trying to influence them.
Yeah.
If love can be manufactured for someone's gain, personal or scientific, what does that do to trust, to authenticity, to the whole foundation of relationships?
Totally.
It forces you to really rethink love, memory, the boundaries of your own experience in a world where science is getting so powerful.
Yeah.
It leaves you wondering, what feelings are truly yours and what could potentially be engineered. It's a stark reminder of how vulnerable our inner selves can be.
Okay, From that chilling scientific manipulation, we are shifting gears dramatically again.
Take breath.
Yeah, really. This last story immerses us in a world where folklore, the supernatural, they intertwine with reality in this incredibly unsettling and ultimately transformative way. Our final deep dive is Mesopotamian Fire by Nnedi Okorafor. It takes us to a Nigerian village setting, very vivid. And we follow Chioma. She's a modern Nigerian woman visiting family, and she gets confronted by these local beliefs that just challenge everything she understands about healing, about the body. This one, it gets primal.
And right away, you feel that cultural clash.
Mm-hmm.
Chioma comes in with a more, let's say, Western or rational mindset.
Definitely.
She's skeptical. She asks, not the hospital. When she hears this story about a boy whose skull was mysteriously healed after being taken into the forest by the women.
Right.
And the palm wine seller just dismisses it, saying the hospital would have been no good for that boy. It immediately signals this completely different way of thinking about healing, this deep-seated traditional wisdom. It's not just anti-hospital. It's saying some things require a different kind of intervention, something older, rooted in ritual and belief.
And as Chioma stays longer, this sense of dread starts building, and it becomes really personal for her.
Oh, so?
She starts having these intense, unnatural sleeps, wakes up feeling almost too rested but sluggish, and she has this constant, piercing feeling of being watched.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. And her own family, her grandmother and grand auntie, they start making these cryptic comments, saying she's looking thin because it's hollowing her out so it can fill her up.
Hollowing her out.
Wow, okay.
And it all builds to this terrifying moment where she hears a deep guttural roar inside the house, a sound that isn't just loud, it feels like it touches her soul, signaling some kind of profound, unavoidable change is coming.
And what's really striking here is how deep these cultural roots go, and the fact that Chioma's own family is actively involved. They're not just watching this happen.
No, they're part of it. They are agents in this process.
Yeah.
And it completely challenges Western ideas about medicine, intervention, even personal autonomy. Those comments about hollowing her out and filling her up, they sound less like folklore and more like steps in an intentional transformation, maybe transferring some kind of essence or purpose. It's the community acting together within a belief system that accepts these, visceral changes as necessary, maybe even as healing.
And then the story hits this shocking, truly visceral climax. Chioma describes how her hands are severed by her family members in a ritual.
Oh my God, severed.
Yes, it's brutal, horrifying, totally inexplicable by our usual standards. She's lying there, bleeding, on a paved road, and this monstrous road creature emerges.
A road creature?
Yeah, described as a giant body made of slabs of road the size of houses and hot gravel. It has these vines, and they snatch up items the women left beside her. Things like cocoyam, cell phones, tomatoes, rice, like offerings.
Okay, this is intense.
And then the creature's vines, they knitted her veins and arteries back together, reattached her hands. She's left not just, healed in some bizarre way, but changed. She feels this weird tingle and has this newfound unsettling strength, and a memory flashes of once being able to crush stones with her hands. This isn't just fixing an injury, it's a primal transformation, a forced evolution that totally remakes her, physically, maybe spiritually too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is something else. And it brings us right to that critical question, doesn't it? What is this? Is it a miracle?
Yeah.
A terrifying curse? Or some kind of profound forced transformation into something new, something maybe not entirely human anymore?
Yeah.
It pushes you hard to think about the power and maybe the dangers of these ancient traditions, and to completely reevaluate what healing even means when it happens through something so primal and visceral. It forces you to try and integrate the totally inexplicable with the familiar. It makes you grapple with the idea that maybe there are forms of existence, forms of power that our science just can't touch. This story really shakes up your understanding of cultural beliefs, the sheer unsettling nature of transformation by extreme means, and that challenge of fitting the inexplicable into your world. It pushes the very boundaries of what you think is possible.
So when we pull these incredibly different stories together, what does it all mean?
Yeah. What's the thread?
We've gone from Carolyn discovering magic hidden in math and the deep loyalty of a secret club,
Right,
to the really unsettling science of basically manufacturing love and all the ethical alarms that sets off. And finally, Chioma's incredibly visceral journey into this primal transformation through ancient ritual. These deep dives, they consistently drag us into the truly unexpected corners of what it means to be human. They show that reality itself might be way more fluid, more changeable than we usually think.
Exactly. That's the core of it, I think. These stories, even though they're wildly different in style and setting, they keep challenging our basic assumptions. Assumptions about reality, about the limits of our emotions, about how knowledge and power show up in the world in such diverse ways.
You know, they remind you that the human experience is just so much more varied, more mysterious, and way more capable of transformation, whether it happens through discovery or manipulation or some kind of primal ritual than we often give it credit for. They keep pushing at the edges of what we think we understand.
Definitely.
They make us confront the hidden patterns, maybe the insidious influences, and these astonishing, sometimes really terrifying changes that might be lurking just under the surface of everyday life.
And that really brings us to the final thought, the core question these stories leave us wrestling with. What are the hidden patterns, the subtle manipulations, or maybe the incredible transformations waiting to be discovered just beneath the surface of your everyday life?